The crowd was here. We want to welcome you again tonight. Hope you're having a good time. It dawned on me as I was watching all the things that were going on prior to the Wind Ensemble playing. It's hard to call this a concert. This is an extravaganza. We started off with all that percussion stuff that was just out of this world, and we had our wonderful color guard. And then, gee whiz, I'm frightened to play with these guys after listening to Gary's bunch. They did so well. So it's quite an extravaganza of the efforts and the talents, if you will, of these wonderful students. And tonight we celebrate not only our accomplishments throughout the year, but we also celebrate the graduating class of 2009. And to begin our concert tonight, I have another treat for me and hopefully for you. I want to read to you just a little bit about the first march we're going to play, the Commandant. This march was composed in August of 1942 at Fort Sheridan, Illinois, the Anti-Aircraft Training Center, in honor of Brigadier General John L. Homer, commanding officer of the Fort Sheridan and the 40th Brigade. Technical Sergeant Vincent DeFrank conducted the 210th Coast Artillery Anti-Aircraft Bands, marching band, concert band, and dance band. He played the cello in a string quartet made up of members of those, as well as played string bass in the dance band and baritone horn when not conducting and playing all those other things. His band's broadcast, back in World War II, broadcast coast-to-coast radio programs called Make Way for the Army. He later formed and became conductor of the 2nd Army Headquarters Band stationed here in Memphis, Tennessee. And he served in the Army from 1941 to 1945. His name is Mr. Vincent DeFrank. In 1952, you will remember that Mr. Vincent DeFrank formed the Memphis Symphony Orchestra and conducted it for 32 years. He also wrote this march that we're going to play this evening called the Commandant. And to the best of our knowledge, it has maybe only been played once or twice. It was played back in the 40s when he did his coast-to-coast radio programs. Mr. Vincent DeFrank was also a personal friend of mine. And my connection really quickly was that I somehow, some way became a part of their large family of people that they took into their house and loved like sons and daughters and everything else. I've associated with Vince, the older of the two sons, for some time and hung out with Philip a lot lately in the last 20 years. And we're so honored tonight to have Mrs. Vincent DeFrank seated with us as our special guest. Please stand. I'm so pleased to have her on our campus tonight. This has been the culmination of over a year's worth of work on my part and mainly on her part to get this wonderful piece of music that you're just about to hear performed. This is in essence a premiere of modern band. It was written for slightly different instrumentation and we made some adaptations and whatnot. And you're in for a real treat. Tragically, in 1998, we lost Mr. DeFrank. But every day, his efforts and his love for music and for professional musicians and his love for young musicians lives in anyone and everyone that has ever witnessed the Memphis Symphony Orchestra. My personal start was with a child concert, a children's concert as they called it back then. And I remember sitting there going, boy, that was like fun to wave your arms and all those musicians play that stuff. He and his family, Mrs. DeFrank obviously included, made a big impact on my life, and I'm just so pleased tonight to re-premiere is probably the most accurate term that I can do. Mr. Vincent DeFrank's The Commandant.